Alright, hello everyone. It is time for the first episode of our tier making. So basically, I made an introduction video to this mini series that will be taking place this whole summer. For both Wordle and Geometry Dash, there's going to be one Wordle video and one Geometry Dash video related to like tier ranking in some way each week. Wordle videos on Tuesdays and Geometry Dash videos on Thursdays. Today's Thursday. We have our first Geometry Dash tier making episode out. There will be 10 of these episodes, and so basically this will go on for 10 weeks until about first week of September, I believe. So this is our first tier making where we're going to be ranking tiers of the main rock top levels. I think that's a good starting point for Geometry Dash. So today we're going to be doing the main levels, and then next week we're going to be doing their coins, and then the week after we're going to do their songs. So we're going to spend the first 3 weeks just with the main levels pretty much, and this is including 2.2 levels, so it does include Dash and Tower, Sewer, Cellar, Secret Hollow. The Tower, basically the Tower, are the 4 plat levels. The first platformer main level is just called the Tower, but these 4 levels are in what's called the Tower, right? So like I haven't said this yet. I will probably have some hot takes. I'm saying that from the start. Please do not be offended by my opinion. I will probably have some hot takes. I am known to have hot takes, honestly, so don't get offended by some of my opinions, okay? Because there are a couple levels on here where I might have a very strong opinion on, which you're going to find out as we progress through this video. So alright, so we're going to start with Stereo Madness. Now, first 2 levels, Stereo Madness and Back on Track, they're easy levels. They're meant to be introductory levels for the most part, so those are going to get some inflated tier rankings. I think that's natural. I think you guys would agree with me on that. So, Stereo Madness, obviously, introductory levels will never go in S. That's just not what's supposed to happen. But they're also not supposed to be as bad as D or F because they're an introductory level. And even if they were that bad, I would probably give it at least a C, because I would be a little bit nice for an introductory level. But Stereo Madness does a really good job introducing the basic obstacles, such as a triple spike and like how to fly a ship properly, and it just teaches you when to jump and when to not jump. So, because I remember I took hundreds of attempts when I first beat Stereo Madness. So it teaches you when to jump and when not to jump, because obviously we're not so good at understanding when to jump, and there's some spots, there's like tiles, like a staircase sort of thing, you don't have to necessarily jump, right? So I think it does a great job introducing. It even introduces the triple spike. I think in the second half of the level it introduces the triple spike. So it does a good job introducing those slowly. So for me, in my opinion, for an introductory level, I would almost say A tier if I'm being honest, but I think I will put this B tier. But it does a very good job. Oh my god. It does a very good job introducing obstacles. Alright, so next we're going to go to Back on Track. Now, Back on Track introduces the pad. It also teaches us, there's more triple spikes, I believe, in this level, but there's a couple of good most of these beginning levels have absolutely trash coins. The second coin, obviously I'll go more into depth about this next week, but the second coin where you as the ship, that's a really good coin. That's probably going to get close to S tier, definitely A tier, but that, in my opinion, might influence my tier ranking for the level in general as well. So Back on Track, in my opinion, it's such a good song too, and the way it introduces the pad, it also teaches us how high you jump. So it does like a quad spike, so you jump on the pad and then you land right after the quad spike. And then you also get to learn like when a pad is dangerous for you. It teaches you that it can also be used in fake ways. Like it's actually almost in the very beginning of the level too. So I feel like Back on Track, in my opinion, is gonna get an A tier. Okay, introductory level, like I said, inflating the tiers a little bit. In normal circumstances, it'd probably be a C tier. Same thing with Serial Madness, maybe, yeah. But it's just introductory, so staying right there. Alright, so now Polargeist is where I get a little bit iffy now, because Polargeist has some boring parts. It has some absolutely horrendous coins. Again, next week, I might sometimes bring up coins, just because they are part of the level. But Polargeist has some of the worst coins ever, like genuinely. So that definitely influences part of the rating. And then those super long staircases, I get it's part of the song, and honestly it goes really well with the rhythm, but those staircases are just absurdly long, and it gets annoying. And it's not just once, I think it's like twice or 3 times. And then you also have to sometimes hold. There's some boring parts. We learned the orb, but there's definitely some boring parts. The ending is kind of cool, so I'm going to put Polargeist C tier. It's not as bad as a D tier, no, definitely not, but it's slightly inflated too, I think. I mean, it's still an introductory level, but still, I think it's enough for a C tier. Okay, next is Dry Out. So Dry Out, we don't really learn much. The main thing we learn about is the anti-gravity thing, the anti-gravity cube, and learning how to read cubes that are upside down, anti-gravity. I think it does a great job introducing. There are definitely some rage points in this level. Let's not get that wrong with it, but it does have some cool parts. It ends off with a nice little calm ship, so you have some tricky parts, and then the ending is pretty relaxing. So I think Dry Out, a lot of people don't like Dry Out. I don't want to put it in the or do I want to put it in the C tier? If I do put it in the C tier, it's definitely going before Polargeist, no doubt. But because in my opinion, yeah, Dry Out definitely is better than Polargeist. Let's put Dry Out. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the C tier, but before Polargeist, if it lets me do that, like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. So level 5 next. On my mouse. Okay. Next level is Base After Base. My mouse is being weird. Oh my god. My mouse is like freezing on me. Okay. What did I just do? Hello? I don't want that. What is happening? Okay. Oh god. Alright, anyway, okay, I think now my computer's back to normal. Okay, so next level, Base After Base, is also probably going to be towards the lower side, if not even lower than Polargeist, because Base After Base, like, it starts off, okay, sure, cool, I guess it's a nice little intro. Very nice music, by the way. There's going to be a music episode 2 weeks from now. It's going to get high rating on that, but in terms of the level, it's going to get a low rating. So let me explain why. So it starts off good. It has also some horrendous coins, and then the middle part where with that cube, that's just a little long, and it gets very boring. That cube part is very boring after a point because it's such a long part. It's just such a long part. The ending, I guess, it's kind of like Dry Out, the anti-gravity, but a little bit more challenging, of course. That's a cool part, I guess, but it's just other than that, and that ship too, there's that ship right after the cube, right? After that boring cube with the black background. And that ship also is boring. It's like very open. And then it also gets kind of dense a little bit. So, I mean, it's still easy, of course. I'm not saying it's not easy, but it gets a little dense. And then that coin there, again, very, 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 very dumb. But anyway, so base after base, I'm thinking between low C or high D. I don't know if I'm going to be rude enough to give any levels an F. I don't think I'm like that. But there's definitely going to be a couple D's. I can already tell you that. And base after base, I think I'm going to put it as a D. It's not, I don't really, it's a good level. It's just kind of not that fun to play. Okay, so now the next level is Can't Let Go. Now, Can't Let Go, absolutely fire song. Hats off to the music creator. I don't remember who made that song, but hats off to that person. So, Can't Let Go is a good level. It teaches you fake orbs. I don't think the other levels teach you that before this one. Like, unlike Back on Track, it introduced the pad. It also introduced fake pads. Polar Guys introduced the orbs, but I don't think it had fake orbs in it. Can't Let Go introduces fake orbs, which is cool, actually. It can be frustrating to learn, but it's good that it teaches you that. Now, Can't Let Go has a stupid coin again at the staircase sort of thing at the end of that first cube, and then same thing as base after base. It has a very long cube part with a black background. So, I mean, that's not that bad though. I think the one at Can't Let Go is a little bit more fun. And then there's a little ship, and then after that ship is a very, very, very difficult cube part. That 77 area is really hard. Very huge difficulty spike. That huge difficulty spike is what's gonna I'm going to lower the tier rating because of that huge difficulty spike for no reason. So this is one of those levels where I have a little stronger of an opinion. I feel like a lot of people might say, oh, it's an S or an A. I'm going to actually put it in the B tier because of that difficulty spike. It's a cool level, don't get me wrong, but it has also that coin. There's like a purple pad, and you don't even learn what a purple pad is until later, so that's a weird secret coin. And I think there's even a purple orb, if I'm not mistaken, while getting the coin. I don't remember that particularly, but of course I will confirm that when we do the coins episode, but yeah, that's kind of strange. So, I'm going to say Can't Let Go is a high B. I'm not going to say low B, that's weird. I'm going to put it above Stereo Madness. Okay. Alright, yeah, so Back on Track, believe it or not, right now is in the lead. It's going to obviously get dethroned later on. There's some good, very good levels, second half. Okay, next is Jumper. Jumper has a cool little song, cute little song. This kind of teaches you when to jump and when to not jump too, but it's like the ultimate challenge version of that. So basically that, and then same thing with anti-gravity. It's a cool concept, but it has some long parts. The ship part at the end is very, very, very ridiculously long. Teaches you the anti-gravity ship as well. Some parts are just a lot longer than they should be. The second cube part, I believe, is also super duper long. But it's a fun level though somehow. So I'm going to give this a high C. I'm going to place this above Dry Out. Okay, that's first place in my opinion for the C's. Polar Guys, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I was pretty nice to even give it a C, but yeah. Base after base is fine at a D. Okay. So next is Time Machine. So Time Machine, now when I played Time Machine, I absolutely despised the level. Absolutely despised the level. I did not like it at all. The triple spikes just killed me. Some transitions can be rough, but I'm going to say the honest truth. Now that I'm actually good at the game, I actually beat every medium demon map pack level very recently. I only have 2 hard demons left in map pack and I'm done for good. I actually have 30% on a hard demon right now in the map pack level, hard demon map pack level right now. I pulled that out in just half an hour, so that might be beans. Anyway, so... well, this is at the time I'm recording, by the way, so when this video comes out, I might have beaten that, and maybe even both hard demons, I don't even know. Anyway, that was a pivot. Back to the topic. So yeah, so Time Machine, now that I'm actually better at the game, it's actually a good level. Very good level. It has some cool little things in it. It does teach you how to be patient with triple spikes, that's for sure. There's some tight ship flying, plus you're going from right to left. It teaches you the mirror portal, it introduces the mirror portal, that's right. So yeah, honestly, this is a really good level. There are some abrupt transitions, which is why I'm not going to quite place it on the S tier, but this is going to be the new high out of all of them, and place it above Back on Track in the A tier. Okay, now Cycles. Now, this is going to be probably one of my hot takes of this video, because I'm pretty sure from what I remember, Cycles is hated by a lot of people. Me personally, I love Cycles. Very fun level, love the music. The introduction cue is a little bit hard though. There are some stupid orb fakes. There are some rude fakes in the beginning, which actually might, maybe I won't put it on S then, because of the beginning. But after the first quarter of the level, where it gets, there's the good ball, that ship where you keep changing gravity and it matches with the rhythm, like the cycling rhythm. It's just, that part is just so satisfying. Like, people hate that part, especially when they're first learning the level, but now that I'm actually good, it's very fun to vibe to that rhythm, like the cycling rhythm. And then that last ball part is also known to be devious to a lot of people, but it is a really, really cool level. That part is really fun to play after you actually know the game. And then that mirrored ball, yeah, the ending is the second half, and like from like 43 around where that first ball starts is where the level gets really good. But yeah, the first quarter, yeah, a little bit annoying, that's true. So maybe because of that, can't quite give it the S tier. Very close though. But this is still probably a hot enough take, because I have heard of the hatred on Cycles. Some people might have put D and F, but I'm going to put it at the top of everything that we have right now. It's going to go my A tier. Not quite the S, but it's very close. It's very close to the cut, but not quite. Alright, so X-Step. So X-Step starts off interesting. Now, X-Step is going to get a low tier because it has some stupid, extremely, like, this is even worse than, like, base after base or something, or even jumper. It has like the longest parts ever. The ship is so long, it does not have to be that long. It starts off with this really tight part, and then it's just long, easy, long, boring ship part, which is why, in my opinion, difficulty wise, it's easier than both Cycles and Time Machine, even though it's insane. But that's stupidly long. There's a cube part though at the around, like, right before the ball part with some fakes. I guess that part is like the only interesting part of the level, if I'm being really honest. So the ball part at the end, I've died to like a weird thing with like that portal. I died to that one single spike a lot for some reason. I used to die to that one part. I don't know why it's like that. So there's some weird parts, and then there's like all those fake pads in the ship, and then there's like there's a stupid coin down there. The last coin is actually a good coin from what I remember. The first coin is just in the first ship part. That's actually an easy coin. I'm not saying that's a stupid coin, it's an easy coin though. So yeah, so X-Step for me is definitely D tier. Now, do I want to place it above bass after bass or below bass after bass? I'd probably go place it above bass after bass, honestly, because overall it's kind of, I feel like the fun factor is a little bit higher than bass after bass. Even there are extremely ridiculously long parts, but fun factor wise, it might be a little better than bass after bass. So, okay, I'll do it like this. Okay, so now, let me place Deadlock where it's supposed to go. Alright. Clutterfunk is actually supposed to be what the next level is. So let's put Clutterfunk up. So level 11 it was Clutterfunk. So Clutterfunk, what does Clutterfunk introduce us to? I think it introduces us to the mini portal, right? Is that all it introduces us to? I can't even remember at the moment. No, there's the mirrored portal. The mirrored portal we learn in Time Machine. I think Clutterfunk introduces the mini portal. I think that's it. So, the mini portal is a very frustrating, one of the most frustrating portals in my opinion, because it completely changes the physics system, but Clutterfunk is a very good level. I'm not going wrong with that. Very good level. When I first played it, it was annoying because the last quarter of the level is probably one of the biggest difficulty spikes of this whole game, with a bunch of fakes, but the last 15% of the level or so is easy. It's a bunch of staircases, and then ending off the level with that little rhythm staircase fall down, that's very satisfying, especially after a hard difficulty spike. Ending off the level like that, probably one of the most satisfying moments of the whole game. But so that probably does increase the tier rating up a little higher in my opinion. The ship though, that first ship is probably, it might just be the hardest ship in the whole game. Well, no, I take that back. There's a level called Clubstep, so I can't say that at all. Maybe in terms of non-demons though, or no, Electrodynamics exists too. Okay, anyway, I digress. So, anyway, what I would say, so Clutterfunk, yeah, it has some good parts. I mean, there's that, but that mini ship is also strange. That's a difficulty spike too. But it is a good ending. I love the second half of the level after 65 or so, after those ship parts. I do love the level after that. So I'm going to say high B or low A, I think. Back on Track being tier A now actually looks kind of strange now, doesn't it? I might change that. I might lower these tiers down by one. It looks strange the way it is right now. But I like Stereo Madness. The reason this, especially Stereo Madness, got an inflation is because of the last coin. That is probably the most creative coin in the whole game. The whole secret coin. Not in the whole game, sorry. Out of the Rob Top levels. Back on Track. It's a good level though, Back on Track, which is why I'm kind of like debating whether or not I should actually remove it from A tier. Okay, maybe I will. It looks strange though to be in the A tier. I can't let go's in the B, so I will put this high B tier for now. Okay, but yeah, so Stereo Madness is Back on Track is high B, Stereo Madness is low B. That's how I'm gonna do it as. Okay. Anyways, back to Clutterfunk. So Clutterfunk, yeah, has some, I don't know, I'm trying to think, Clutterfunk, what do I do? High B or low A? I'm thinking high B, honestly. I might put it above Back on Track. Cause like I said, I already gave you my explanation for why I'm going B tier over A. Alright, so Theory of Everything. So this one, music-wise, I love the beginning music, and then when we transition to the UFO, yeah, so this level introduces the UFO. This is an interesting, the music change is one of the most dramatic changes in music. Like, literally, it changed from this really calm, classical music to, like, kind of like a rock sort of music. Like jazzy kind of thing. So that's kind of strange. That kind of changes the gameplay vibe as a whole. For me, music, especially because this is a rhythm game, I mean, of course, music is like one of the biggest factors when it comes to gameplay. Like, some levels are just purely rhythm sync. Of course, RobTop didn't do that, and I'm glad he didn't do that, because that's kind of stupid. I mean, unless it's like some ridiculously hard demon or something. But music obviously plays a huge role in gameplay and in enjoyment in this game. That's natural in a rhythm game. So that changes my tier a little bit, because me personally, into music, like, I'm more into like nicer music. Rock, jazz music, not my forte. So Theory of Everything, it's a cool level though. There are the UFO mirror portal. I think that transition, from what I remember, is weird. The ship is good though. That tough little ship though, I like that. That's satisfying. So, Theory of Everything is probably gonna go in my A tier, below A. Okay. So, that's level 12. Level 13 is, I think, Electro Man. Okay. So, Electro Man starts off with a couple fakes, and then it gets into that little ship, and then there's that little dance with the pads. And from what I remember, this has some strange transitions, and I've tried to transition several times in Electro Man. The transitions are some of the worst. I don't like the transitions at all in Electro Man. It's a good level, okay, and the music is very nice, but the transitions kind of screw it up. But the ending ball is very cool. That's for sure. That makes up some of the marks. So, in my opinion, Electro Man is probably a low B or a high C. I feel like my B tier is probably gonna get the most. I'm not gonna lie. Where should I put Electro Man? Oh yeah, and one of the worst parts is like I said, with the weird transitions. Part of the reason for that weird transition is the fact that the portal and the mirror change at the same time. I don't like when that happens. I just find that to be utterly annoying. So, Electro Man though, but the music and the vibe is fun. So yeah, I'll say low B, but where in the B? Maybe below stereo? Or maybe right below Can't Let Go, I think, is what I'm gonna do. I don't want to put in the C tier. That feels rude. I might put maybe I'll put Electro Man in the right here. Alright. So next is level 14, that is Club Step. So Club Step, you're gonna hear probably the strongest opinion of the whole video right now. I absolutely hate this level. I hate this level. I hate its music. I hate everything about this level. It's just horrendous. I hate this level. It is just so bad. It's such a bad level. I just can't deal with it. It has so much memory. It has so many fakes. A whole bunch of old levels are like that, and I hate on those too. All the Club Step remakes are equally as bad, not even worse actually. at least Club Step, this Club Step is actually a little bit better, in fact, than the Club Step map pack levels. But just so much memory and so many fakes, so many strange ship parts. It's just horrendous. And then the ending, you have to fly through some completely different thing, like that's off their normal like path that you would think is the right path. It's just so bad. I would put this in what were you thinking, if I'm being honest, but I'll have to be a little bit moral here, and I'll just put it in the normal F. I hate that level. I know you guys will probably trash on me for this, but I can't deal with Club Step. I just hate it. I gave it an enjoyment of 3, by the way, on GDDL. Okay, level 15, Electrodynamics. This is going to be our first S tier. Now, when I first played this level, I should say, obviously I was horrible. Those ship parts are some of the most insane ship parts. In fact, when I first beat it, I actually had a hell of a time on it. Meaning in a bad way, like I actually went through hell. Like with those ship parts, and I died at the ending so many times I even had a 98 death. So you can imagine what I went through. But going back through it, I played Electrodynamics V2, the Medium Demon map pack level recently. I enjoyed that. I actually had a 98 death on that too, unfortunately. But still a very fun level. Electrodynamics is a very fun level, very absolute OG of a level. I love that level. Even though it has some tough parts, it's such a good level. It's just such a good level. And that music where especially in those very fast ship parts, the music gets so intense. And then you hold and then you let go, and the music changes as you hold, and the music changes when you let go, and the music changes back to what it was right before when you hold again. Like that, the ship is just so satisfying with the music. S tier. Absolutely S tier. Okay, next, Hexagon Force. So this is probably going to go in the A tier. I have to figure out where though. So Hexagon Force, actually no, we'll just go in the A tier. I'm gonna think about that a little bit. It might be B too, because the duels. Because here's the thing, we learned, this is where so Electrodynamics was the speed introduction. I don't think it was anything else. I think it's just the introduction to different speeds. That's kind of a cool introduction. I don't think there's no quad speed in any of the Rock Top levels, but quad speed is a real thing. We only got until triple speed. Hexagon Force also had speed. The main thing about Hexagon Force is the introduction to duels. But the weird thing about this is that we learn duels, but the first thing he does when introducing duels is an asymmetric duel, which that took me 300,000 years to learn. That took me so long to learn. I feel like that's probably his worst way of introducing an element to date, in my opinion, is the duel, because he just introduces us straight off with a asymmetric duel. I feel like it should have been at least a symmetric duel. There should have been a symmetric duel. The ship parts are symmetric duels, but he should have started off the level like that or something. Well, that's kind of weird too. A cube duel makes sense to start off with, but it should have been symmetric in my opinion. Then we can get into the asymmetric part. That took me so long to learn. It's just that was kind of dumb. And then the ship duels are definitely pretty satisfying, and then the ball duel is really hard. It's not that hard after you learn it, but as when I was a beginner, that was horrendous for me to learn. So there are some hard duel parts. There are the orb spam in the middle with fake orbs. That part is kind of weird. It's kind of nice with the music beat, the music rhythm, but it gets annoying. So I'm going to say, and then the ending is satisfying with the slow ship duel, slow music, so slow ship duel, and the slow ending. That's very nice. That's a very nice touch. So, Hexagon Force is probably a high B, I think. Yeah, high B. High B, probably above Clutterfunk. Or no, or maybe right below Clutterfunk. Maybe right above or right below Clutterfunk, I wonder. I'm gonna say right above, I think. Well, that's lower, but that's what they let me do. Come on, there we go. Because in my opinion, Hexagon Force is pretty close to an A tier. It's just the issue is the fact that he introduced the duel in a bad way, in my opinion. Alright, so that was level 16, I believe. So level 17 is Blast Processing. Blast Processing is going to just be in the middle, like a mid-tier. Blast Processing has some very obnoxiously long wave parts. I mean, I get that it is the introduction of the wave game mode, but it's very boring. And then the ship and the UFO parts that there are in the level is not too special either, honestly speaking. We do also learn the wave duel in the same level. It's thankfully it's symmetric, so no complaints there. Well, the first coin of the level, I believe, is also in that dual wave. So that's actually a good coin. That's actually one of the best coins of the game, in my opinion, in Bob Top. Especially in the first, well, this is not the first half-up levels anymore. I take that back. Anyway, but this level is just nothing special. Nothing special. It's just probably like a C tier. It's definitely not D tier. That just means like more on the bad side. So it's definitely it's in the middle tier. It's in the C tier, but definitely below Jumper, below Dryout, maybe not. I'm gonna say definitely not below Polargeist. Below Dryout, I don't think so. I would put it between Jumper and Dryouts, like that. Okay. Alright, yeah, Blast Processing honestly really is nothing special. It's just like some random game modes just like bunched on top of each other. It's really nothing special. And the wave parts are a little too long for my liking. Like I said, I understand it's an introduction to the wave, but they could still be a little shorter than what they are. And especially they're two wave parts and they're both very long parts. Okay, so the next level is another S tier, absolutely. Theory of Everything 2, another S tier, maybe even above Electrodynamics. I have to think about that if I put it above or below Electrodynamics, but definitely in the S tier. Absolutely fire level. It's so fun. The music is so nice. Okay, I have one complaint though. The ship in the beginning is bad. I don't like the first ship. That part is more of a gamble for me. Like, I guess you can kind of see where you're going, but I don't like the first ship. That's my only complaint. The second ship, actually, with the chainsaws, people might complain about that too, but you can kind of go with the music there. The music kind of changes, so you can like, when it's like, wah, you hold, and then when it kind of like, and then when the music kind of like lower, like, okay, I can't really mock that well right now, but with my mouth. But you can kind of follow the music there. That part's not bad. In fact, that part's kind of satisfying, if I'm being honest. My only complaint, like I just said, is that first ship. That's kind of weird. The memory ball is a very nice touch, and it's not fully memory because you can just follow the colors. The right color. Right colored squares. There's a red and blue squares. I don't remember which color was the right one off the top of my head, but there's that one color of squares that you have to go on. The wave part is good. There's a coin in that wave, which is actually a really good coin. So probably, in my opinion, it's the hardest coin, but it's a good coin. Hardest coin of the level, just the level. But then there are some tricky parts, that last UFO and then that one very tricky ship, but still very good. I might place this below Electrodynamics actually. Electrodynamics, it's probably not as good, quite as good as Electrodynamics, but still extremely good. So yeah, well, S tier for sure though. Okay. Geometrical Dominator. So this is also definitely a B, low B, very low B. Probably if it's a B, I'm probably gonna put it below Stereo, or else it's a C tier. Geometrical Dominator. We learn the robot. We learn when to jump very high, we learn when to jump very low. So in terms of the robot introduction, RobTop does do a good job on that. What's kind of peculiar to me though is that this is supposed to be introducing the robot, but there's not too much robot gameplay in this level. Honestly, this level is very heavy on memory. As you guys probably know, that part in like the around 70% has that very long memory part. It's cool, it's a cool touch, but when on a robot introduction level, it's kind of strange. There's a lot of memory, it's very heavy on memory. I'm probably gonna say C tier, just because this level is more meant to be a robot introduction, and there's like a bunch of memory, so it's like, the level is not really too much on a robot introduction level, which is kind of peculiar. There's a lot of introduction. There's the beginning robot. There is one robot part where there's a tiny bit of memory, maybe, but like barely memory though. Still, there's like a ship memory. The ending has a ball memory. But there's a lot of memory. So, if anything, this level is more of introducing memory instead. Well, that's club step too, but still. But it is a nicely decorated level. So, I'm going to put this in the C tier just because of the robot thing that I just said, but it's going to be the highest C. Alright. Next is level 20, Deadlocked. So the final demon. Now a lot of people would probably put this in S tier right away. I'm not gonna do S tier for Deadlocked. Not quite. Close enough, but not quite. Because some hearts are just, the speed changes can be very annoying. I mean, I guess that's part of the song, so I guess I get that part. Some wave parts can be weird, like the first wave is just a huge difficulty spike. But the main reason for me not saying S tier is the ship. That RobTop says is his favorite part is honestly my least favorite part of the level. I don't like that ship part because it matches the rhythm cool, no doubts about that, but it's just super, when I'm playing the level, it feels really awkward. That part just feels really awkward. It kind of like the mirror portals, like, and one of those, from what I remember, well, I can't say mirror portals, like those like transporting portals where it like transports you to another area of the level. One of those, there's an anti-gravity portal, I think, hidden, and it just changes your ship portal, like ship from a normal gravity to anti-gravity, which is super strange. Like, that's not expected. I wouldn't expect that, you know? So that's kind of strange. So yeah, so it is an A tier, but we're probably above Cycles. That's probably above Cycles. It's close enough to S. But I do love Cycles, so I don't know if I want to. It's definitely not below Time Machine. If it could be below Cycles, but not below that. I'm trying to think if I want to put Deadlocked here or here. It's only like a one position difference. What do I want to do? I might put Deadlocked below Cycles, actually. Yeah, because I just like Cycles that much, honestly. Like I said, it's a hot take. Probably might be the biggest hot take. Or, I don't know. I don't think Clubstep's that big of a hot take, honestly. A lot of people don't like Clubstep. Cycles, I know, is probably, it might be the hottest take of the video. Okay, so Finger Dash. Now, Finger Dash is probably a high B or a low A. Finger Dash is a very pretty level. Let's get that straight. I think we all know that for a fact. It's a really pretty level. It introduces the Dash Orb, it introduces the Black Orb, and I think it even introduces the Orange Orb. It introduces a lot of different orbs. Finger Dash is a good level. Also introduces the effect, like the flames throwing around, and then going around those flames in the ship part. That's very cool. The third coin is probably one of the best coins in the game. With getting those 10 mini coins. I think that's also a 2.1. That's like a 2.1 feature too, I think. But yeah, Finger Dash is a good level. It's a fun level. It also introduces the spider. I forgot about that. So, I don't really have too many other comments on Finger Dash, really. It's a fun level, and it's very decorative. I would put this between Hexagon Force and Theory of Everything, I think, but would I put this in the A or the B? So it'd basically be the lowest A or the highest B. This doesn't deserve anything below that. Finger Dash is a really good level. I remember, I think I also beat this level really, really fast. I'm gonna put this low A, I think. It's a good level. I mean, yeah. I don't really have any complaints from what I remember about Finger Dash, really, so low A is fine. Alright. I don't have too many, like, there's like outright bad levels like that. There's really not levels like that. Okay, so now Dash is the 2.2 level. So it's our final normal level. And then we get into the platformers. So Dash is a good level. It introduces the swing copter and the spider orb and I don't know if it actually has the spider pad. And of course it introduces the camera controls and all the 2.2 stuff. Obviously when we first got into 2.2 I was absolutely horrible at this game, like at 2.2 levels really, because this camera controls absolutely got me. Now I've gotten used to them of course, but those were definitely annoying for sure. Dash is a good level, and then the ending is very satisfying. It's like a little thing at the end. You go like it shows like kind of like it's kind of like a room with multiple floors, if that's how I kind of look at it. So you do from right to left, and then you go upstairs. You go from left to right, and then you go upstairs. You go right to left, and then you go upstairs again, and then you go left to right again, and then you end the level. And at a door, and that level completion screen super satisfying, where it's like that, where the stripes are like go in every direction because it's like in the middle of the level. Well, right, okay. Those beams, I should say, not stripes. Those are like beams. So yeah, pixel level. It's a very fun level. That spider. There's obviously the Dash spider meme, of course, but it's gotten old at this point. So Dash, I'm probably gonna put above Finger Dash. Yeah. Probably not, or should I put it above Theory of Everything? I should put it above Theory of Everything, huh? Not above Time Machine, though. Theory of Everything. Finger Dash can stay there. So we have 6 A's and 6 B's. I think that's good. I don't severely, like, rate. I don't, like, I'm not a super strict person. I do have 5 C's actually. 2 D's only, so that's not bad. 2 D's and then 1 F. That's actually really good. 2 D's only, that's not bad. Okay, so now we get into the platformer levels. Now the platformer levels I don't really have too much to yap about because I'm not super experienced with them. So the tower is just obviously an introduction to platformer levels, so I wouldn't expect much about this. So maybe this might get a little inflation. I mean, we learned some basic stuff. Coins in platformer levels, again, pretty stupid. Like the blue coins, they're just in randomly hidden spots. That's kind of dumb. I don't like that. It's so dumb. And since so many of these normal levels too, I don't know why Rock Top does that, but so the tower, I don't have much to say about the tower. These 3 I have a little bit to say of each, but the tower I really don't have much to say. So the tower is probably just gonna go in the C tier, I'm thinking. Probably in the most bottom of the C tier. Not maybe the most bottom, but close enough. Probably between Polargeist and Tryout. Yeah. Nothing much to say about the tower. Nothing special. Okay, so now we go into the sewers. The sewers is actually cool with the spikes that come down on you. There's a lot of moving objects. You move up and down. The blue coins are actually a little better. Well, at least one of them is better. I think it's the second one that's better. The last one is kind of dumb. Again, it's in a hidden spot right after you complete the boss. The boss fight is tough, especially for a very second platformer level. And it's only a 6 moon level, I think, but it's a very good boss fight for sure. In fact, the Secret Hollow boss fight, I don't like. It's very boring. It's very long and boring. That's gonna get a tier decrease because of that. But the sewers boss fight is really good. So this is probably mid B or mid to high B, I think. The sewer, well, probably more mid B, not high. Probably more mid B. I'm thinking above Can't Let Go. Maybe right around Back on Track. I'll put it below Back on Track. And then the cellar we play with the robot in the start. And you move on some boxes to get to the top. And then there is like, you move across spikes. And then there's like the conveyor belts where like spikes moving around like right before you bomb the skeleton. That's it. Oh, how should I do this? The ending is just like icicles. It's nothing much special. The icicle spikes, where you like move and the icicle spikes fall. That's a cool little touch, honestly. Maybe also a B, but this one's a low B. So I'm gonna probably put this below Stereo Madness. Or no, or right above Stereo Madness, maybe? Yeah, Electro Madness, okay, yeah, that's better. Okay. And then the last level is the Secret Hollow. So this introduces like chainsaws coming down trying to hunt you, and you have to like jump over those. And then after all those chainsaws come, you have to wait for like this one chainsaw that has a blue coin under it. That's a dumb blue coin also. And then there's like going up those stairs on those conveyor belts, and then there's like those kind of like those cannons that spawn out boxes, spawns out spikes too. And then after that there's mazes to like get keys. And then, so those mazes are cool. I like those. Those mazes are kind of fun. And those mazes, there's like one that, like with those dragons, that's like Pac-Man, honestly. And then after that, yeah, that part's fun. But then we get to that boss fight. The boss fight can be a little tough, but more than anything, it's very boring and it's very long boss fight. You have to like hit that like 14 times. I think the number is 14. Not 15, it's 14 for some reason. Or is it 15? It's 14 or 15, whatever. But it's a high number of hits. It's a very long boss fight. And that gets boring very easily. So because of that, but there's also the maze, which makes up for it partially. So Secret Hollow is probably going to be, I think, a high C? Probably a high C. Yeah, the platformer levels are not going to get A or S. I'm not surprised by that. Probably high C. So, let's put it up. High C is fine. Or no, let's put it below Geometrical Dominator, actually. Alright. So, yeah, so that is my final. That's it. We're done. These are my final ratings. So, here you go. Take a look at it. I believe, hopefully, that everything's captured on the screen. No, it's not. I'll skip the what were you thinking then. Alright, because I didn't put anything in what were you thinking. Alright, so these are all the ratings. There's at least one hot take in here for sure. And some that I think Electrodynamics is a popular level, so that's probably good. Alright, so let me know your guys' opinions and what you agree with me and disagree with on, and I think that's it for the first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and next week's Geometry Dash episode, we're going to be doing the coins, and there's 3 coins per level. So that video will probably be even longer. This video is already almost an hour. So there you go, guys. That is it. Hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. We're getting kind of close to 1,000 or about 200 subscribers off, so hopefully with my main purpose of the series to get to the magic number of 1,000 subscribers quickly, it'd mean a lot if you guys can subscribe. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.